Yeah, we are officially live. Brother John Potter, how glad to have you. Thank you for coming on to the Sig Up Success series. As you know, it's you and I and millions of followers. But I do this for me because I want to catch up. Now I've had the opportunity to stay in touch with you a little bit more because of your profession, and you've helped me out on a pinch here or there, and so we'll get into your profession, what you do, but
Like $80 commission a month from you guys. So
then keep it rolling, right? Let's just keep
it
going.
rolling. Yeah.
I'll talk to you next month, right?
Right. Exactly.
I'm on the docket. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for those I will throw this out because homecoming's coming up this weekend. So if you watch this week, this is October 2nd. I'll post this live tonight. But yeah, homecoming. We're gonna be doing some tailgating. I'll be heading up. John, are you gonna make it up there? Or?
Yeah, I'll be there. I have season tickets. The last couple
nice.
games have been poop, and I hope that they won't be poop anymore. Who knows? It's all entertainment, though, right? You have to think about these are like 18-year-old kids, or whatever.
Yes,
you can't get mad at them.
No. Hey, and you know what? What I have learned over the 2 decades that I've been focused on USU, when the football team sucks, the basketball team's going to be great. So, because we can't have great basketball and great football.
No,
it's impossible. So, one's got to sacrifice, and so this means we're going to have a great basketball season, which was good because we need one. All right. Well, brothers that are watching, we have John Potter, class of, when did you graduate?
06.
06. Okay. You beat me to the punch, probably because you weren't on the 6-year track. You missed out. But 06, and you graduated in what degrees?
Business marketing.
Marketing.
I got like a Spanish minor.
Okay.
So, basically why I got that. So
I
took a test and 2 classes.
Yes. Fantastic. So marketing and business, I'll bring that up a little bit later, but for those that don't know, give us a little bit of a short, brief history, where you're at today, your family, and what you're doing.
Okay. So, me, like personally, first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm 40 years old. I got married when I was 24-ish, and I've been married 16-ish years. Don't quote my math. I have 3 boys, 13, 11, and 9. They are on the swim team, and I live at the gym in the afternoons. Because they're there, so why not work out? I am a insurance broker, and I mostly do Medicare stuff. About 20% is individual stuff, like with the Osmonds. Do people that are non-Medicare. I started out in the insurance industry doing auto and home. And that's a pain in the butt. Some people love it. I don't like it. It's really high maintenance.
You just like to talk to your clients once a year and call it good.
Right.
Nice.
No, the cool thing about like having clients and stuff, it's great to make relationships. The sad part is with Medicare is they die. I've had some really good friends die this last year, so. That's the worst part.
Yeah, especially like if you've worked with them for multiple years. Yeah, you build those relationships. That's got to be tough. Well, hey, I wanted to hit us off and start because I think I know. I don't know. How did you get to Utah State? Where did you grow up and how did you get to Utah State?
I grew up 2.2 miles to the north of the campus.
That's right. I couldn't remember if it was you or Lee that was a local.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Lee's my brother-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah. But I wasn't sure history-wise, like which one was because Lee's not from the Valley.
No, I think he grew up most in Bryce.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I got you guys swapped on that. But so you grew up here in Cache Valley.
Yeah, I mean, we go to I grew up going to football games, basketball games. Basketball games had way better memories than football games. There was like a decade where we just stopped going, and I'd be in my yard, and every now and again you'd hear him score with that boom. You'd be like, "Oh, we scored! Cool." And that was about it. Yeah, I loved going to the Spectrum. You know, I would help my dad. He was a volunteer for the track and field team. We would always do the spring and fall pole vault. So I was the pole vault boy. I'd adjust the little where they put the poles that they knock over. I kind of adjust that up and down and put that up, and we get the free pizza at the end. So that was cool.
It's always worth it for the food. Mm-hmm. So then, did you always know you were going to go to Utah State, or did you kind of?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All my friends went. I went. I lived at home for 2 years, and then the last 2 years I lived on campus because me and my friends were like, we're not meeting girls. Like they don't want to hang out at my parents' basement. So.
I get that. Understandable. So then you go into Utah State. When did you come across? Well, tell us brief before we dive into SIGUP. What did you do with Utah State? Did you go in that knowing communication, marketing? Or did you just go in and say, "Whoa"?
It's hard because
show me where to go.
I knew what I didn't like, so it's like I know I'm not going to be a farmer. I'm not good at that. I'm not strong enough. Personally, I can't wake up early in the morning. Let's just admit that. I knew I didn't want to be a doctor. I mean, I was a smart kid, but I didn't like blood and all that stuff. But later on, I did all these like medical tests for money, and now I'm fine with blood. So I could have been a doctor. Who knows? So if you're listening to this and you're like, I want to be a doctor, take a phlebotomy class, have them poke you a bunch, and if you're fine with it, then you're fine with it. Don't let that hold you back. I knew my dad had. I didn't really have a direction, and he was like, "Well, 3 of the 4 of my roommates were insurance agents, and they're killing it." So I was like, "I want to kill it. That'd be cool." And so
that started back in college.
Yeah.
Really? Yep. Okay, I did not know that.
So I kind of had a path then, but I did work at State Farm, and that was awful. And one of the managers at Humana, at State Farm, you could sell Humana Medicare stuff. They had like a relationship, and I met him through a training, and he was like, "Hey, we're taking new agents right now," and I was like, "I don't know if I want to do Medicare." And then I ended up doing that because I hated the agent I was working with. I was like, "Well, I guess this is a backup plan." It was way better than doing auto and home for me personally. I don't want.
So you started working in insurance back in college?
Or was that just right at the end?
Right at the end?
Yeah. During college, I was either working with disabled adults because I'm a precious human being, and also I was assembling amusement rides.
Oh, over in SNS?
Yep. So all those 2 of the 3 rides on the Stratosphere I helped assemble.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that about you. That's cool.
There you go.
Yeah, SNS.
I'm handy.
So you being from the Valley, you would know this memory when they built a bungee jumping. So they had a big bungee jumping tower.
Oh yeah, I've jumped off that many times.
On the other side, like they had their park over here, but then before it was on the other side of the highway. Yep. That's where I did my very first bungee jump.
Yep.
And I've gone on a couple of their test rides, and it's been fantastic.
I was actually the first human being to ride the one that goes shoots you up.
Shoots you up?
Yeah. We were at the test site with my dad was the sales manager, and they had a bunch of these weighted bags, and they were testing it, and I was there. I was like, "Hey, do you want to go do it?" And I was like, "Sure." And I did it, came back down, and they were like, "Oh, you're the first person to do that." I was like, what? Maybe not me. I don't know.
The engineer was like, he's counting seats and bags, and he's like,
right.
Oh shoot, we forgot one bag.
Yeah.
Hey, you over there? How much do you weigh?
Right.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's always a fun little For those that don't know, yeah, the little SNS Sports, they do those amusement parks, and every once in a while they'll open it up to the community to go risk your life and go on. It's a fantastic, a couple different ones I've really enjoyed.
Yep.
So you came across SIGEP. Tell us a history of SIGEP. I don't know how you got introduced to SIGEP.
I honestly don't remember
You don't
at all. No, I don't.
So I'm trying to trace it back. Was it you or Lee? Because Lee, now your brother-in-law,
I met him
also
at SIGEP.
You weren't friends prior.
No, and then he started dating my sister, and I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Okay, holy cow! I thought you guys were always friends.
No, I think they met in the ice cream aisle at Walmart. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so, okay, you just came into SIGEP because you're like, I'm itching to do something more, something different. Or did we
I cannot
chase you down?
Remember.
I was looking back as I do know we needed good dancers, and you you checked that mark. We'll get to that memory in just a second. You could even say we wanted to get somebody more athletic, because at that time intramurals we were struggling, and so I think we brought you in. Let's see here. Here we go.
Somebody must have invited me to something, and then I just kept going. I think I can't remember who.
So yeah, there would be. Let me put a face with some names. Okay, I'm going to do this. We're going to do our first over, introduce a screen. We're going to share. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my. So we're talking about Lee. This is his brother-in-law currently. I assumed there's the beautiful John Potter.
I still have those freaking shorts. That's embarrassing.
I just got rid of my shorts like 3 years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember you were an all-star because you can get some vertical hops and ultimate frisbee or football. Like, it was just like, throw it up, John will get up there.
Well, yeah, I'm naturally gifted.
But I do want to say we did win flag football the year with us. Like, that's
I remember
we were
like one of the other
sore.
one of the other fraternities almost got in a fight with me or something because I grabbed his flag too hard or something. I'm like, dude, it's flag football. Come on, buddy.
So we brought John in, obviously, because of his skills in sports, his skills in dancing, and his creativity. I'm going to just say that. But with you, SIGEP, tell me a little bit about some memories that stand out. I guess when you joined SIGEP, we were fairly new. I know that was the thing. It was all about getting guys and getting like-minded people. But the Balanced Men program was our defining moment of, as far as like, we are different, right? That was the term we always use and continue. I think they still continue to use that. Tell us a little bit about your experience in SIGEP.
I love the activities. That was probably the main thing. I love the intramural stuff. That was fun. Me as an athlete, I am above average, and that's about it. So like when I'm around, like, you know, all the good athletes in high school were on the team, and then I would not make the team. So I would be like the best of the kids in PE class. So yeah. Church ball, man. Church ball all-star.
Yep, church ball.
The kids that weren't good enough to make the team. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let's keep sharing this page. Am I still sharing a page? Hold on. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to open up. Here it is. So, John, for those that don't know, we also, when I bring up recruitment, the memories that stand out are twofold. John and I helped choreograph back-to-back Kappa Delta would do an event called the Star Search. Star Search it was basically take each fraternity and sorority, and they would have to create something, and then the girls the girls from Kappa Delta, but then there's also like guest judges, and they would have to judge on who did the best performance, and the performance was usually won by creativity and skill. It wasn't just like a favor, these guys are the most popular, because we weren't the most popular, but we were the most creative and talented. And some of that was, so we won 3 years back to back. The very first year was, I think a couple episodes ago, I met Ted Karyopoulos, and they sang "You've Lost That Lovin' Fillin'," and we won that year. The next year, we had big shoes to fill, and so we brought in John. And I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
No.
And we're gonna we did this little dilly right here. Hopefully, you can see it. Tell me. I don't know if this is gonna come through speaker wise. Wait. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna share this. John, are you ready?
Remember, it started out really slow and then got really sexy.
So I should. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Are you hearing the music too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So stars. We didn't know what to do, but we knew I was dating that little lovely lady right there. Kelsey Benson was her name, and it's like, Kelsey, we're gonna do a little dance off. And I was the bad guy, and we needed a good guy. So this is just, we're going to lead into this for just one moment, and we're going to see where it takes us. And then you're going to see why John Potter is who he is. All right.
Is it pretty jumpy on your end?
It is.
Oh, okay. I'm just not really that fast.
So we'll jump ahead.
This is an amazing dance. I love the lines.
Oh,
Man. Ugh.
we'll finish that back. We'll get the final right here.
Who choreographed this? Was it your wifey?
You know, that was just something.
Would you steal it from a video?
I have it. No, well, I have a copy. It's grainy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know who has the original, but I have had this, and I passed it from computer to computer to computer.
Yeah.
Hence why it's grainy.
Mhm.
Wish it wasn't. I wish it was crystal clear, because then you could just see these tight
Oh, yeah.
shirts and tight leggings that we all
Yeah.
had as we mimicked Riverdance.
There were angels there that day that we're watching.
Oh my goodness, man. We had some good times. And then not only that year, so basically, John, you battled me, you won the girl, but guess what? I did marry her in the end.
You did.
So,
You did.
and then
Yeah.
that's, so I do want to kind of make that point
Yeah.
that I did win. But
You won the war. I won the
I
battle.
won the,
you won the
you
war.
won the battle, I won the war. That's true. Then that last year, right before I guess then you would have graduated, we had this event, and unfortunately, it's a tiny picture as well. Can I zoom?
Oh, there we
out?
go. There we
There
go.
he is. There he is. We did
The
the
YMCA.
it was the boy bands through the centuries,
Mhm.
and YMCA. I think this is the group that won it for us: Alex, John, Tony, and Sonny. But we had some Backstreet Boys, we had some NSYNC. It was fantastic. So for me, those are the pivotal memories. Like we had, yes, we were balanced men. Yes, we did service, as you talked about. You went to a lot of, you were helping in the service center. You did your philanthropy as well as the events that SIGET produced. But man, we had some fun, and I want to say applaud you for your creativity, because I remember you and I putting in a lot of hours on trying to build rhythm in the brothers.
Right.
Because we had some brothers that had zero rhythm. Oh, it killed me. It killed me.
A lot of
but
white guys at that college.
A lot of white guys, and that was a 3 in a row Star Search champion. So, for those undergrads listening, big shoes to fill, big shoes, and a lot of it was because of this guy right here. This guy. What would you tell yourself, looking back in college? What would you tell yourself? Would you have done something different?
Academically, or like just a girl?
Whatever you want to share.
I didn't kiss a girl till I was 21, so I probably would have like been more. Don't think about if you kiss this girl, you're gonna break her heart. Just do it.
So you're saying become a true Aggie every chance, every
chance you get.
You better be out there.
Freaking chance you get.
See, John, yeah, I knew that back then. That's why I did kiss way too many girls in college. But look back, and sometimes I kind of think I should have kissed less.
Right.
I did break a lot of hearts, I feel like.
I had a lot of fun, though. I mean, like, I ran around campus naked. I teabagged every statue on that campus. I rode the pole naked in a snowstorm.
Ultimate Aggie, there you go.
Yeah, every statue.
Was that you with roommates or was that with other brothers?
Roommates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So let's move forward. You graduate. What you started with? You talked about State Farm.
Mm-hmm.
And where has the last 10 to 12 years taken you?
So I worked with Humana for 5 years, and then they lost the Intermountain contract. And Humana, when I first got there, they gave you tons of leads, they gave you salary, it was all good. That kind of slowly went downhill. Sorry, I'm really burpy right now. Just, I don't know. And then I went independent, which means that when I was with Humana, I could only sell Humana stuff. And then after that, I could sell pretty much any company. And so that was cool. And then I started doing the Obamacare stuff when that happened. The first couple of years of that were pretty bad. But now it's great. I mean, I have friends that they call me and we'll sign them up, and it's easy peasy. It's fun for them and fun for me. So
you were always just kind of sticking in this. Have you ever gotten to a point where you're itching for something different? Because as far as insurance agent, like that's something. Don't take me wrong. I think this wrong.
Totally.
It's something that I never really thought. I had a neighbor. We were good friends with them. My parents were best friends with them, and they lived just down the street. He was a farmer's insurance agent. But I always just remember, like, my dad was an entrepreneur and went and he did some stockbroking. Like, he did a variety of things. And I just remember, like, I knew of insurance agents, but you never like looked at that as something like I want to aspire to be. Yeah. What are some highlights? Like, what are some reasons people might look at that avenue? Because you brought up some very things where it is this repetitive. Every year, I'm going to come to you. Yeah. That's a nice, comforting thing for your end. There's some big perks with it.
Yeah, I mean, once you have somebody, kind of. So for Medicare, there used to be only just a couple companies. Now there's like 17. If you can look along the wall here, I have them all posted. Get rid of this thing right there. Oops, my calendar got in the way here. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. So that's along. Where's my finger? Along there. Can I do this right?
It's mirrored image.
It's right along here. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. This. United Health used to have 2 plans. They have 10 this year. That's just one company. But, I mean, usually they have these computer programs. You plug in the stuff. That's great. The coolest thing is you meet with people, you educate them on how it works, and then you got to look at their doctors, their medications, and then after that, you just keep renewing them. The plans are pretty self-selling. They're getting better every year. There's more and more funding for the programs. So my job is basically just to answer the phone, make sure people don't have any questions. A lot of insurance agents are freaking lazy and they don't return phone calls or emails. And if you do that and you're nice to people, it's amazing. People like you. Return your freaking calls.
It's not hard.
Got it. I got
Oh,
it.
there's
yeah.
my child.
Which one's this?
That's the nosy one, Charlie. Close the door, please. Close the door. Charlie, bud, you know what closing the door means in English? You're so nosy. Go. Literally every time I talk to an adult, every time, if I'm outside, inside, he shows up. No joke. I love him. It's so freaking annoying.
He reminds me of Little View.
No, don't say that.
Well, so you've gotten into, okay, you talk about you get the afternoons and you go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So flexibility, what kind of hours do you work? Like, is that obviously return calls, follow up? Those are things that sometimes you could schedule it out, but
Yeah.
do you feel like your
So-
schedule's pretty free?
So with the Medicare, you have an enrollment period from October till December 7th. And that's when they can make a change every year. If there's special circumstances where they can change during the year, but usually it's just during that time he's back. Good gravy. So I'm busier, but it's like 9 to 5. You don't have to kill yourself. During the rest of the year for Medicare, it's like 4 to 6 appointments a month, and that's it.
Okay.
Keep people happy.
Yeah. So, and that's giving you a little bit of freedom to go out. You're a avid biker. You're doing Spartan races.
Try to.
You're what are your hobbies? Are you just a meathead in the locker room?
No. I eat way too much candy to be meathead. But yeah, we just my kids are on the swim team, like I said, so hour to 2 hours, 4 or 5 times a week. They're at the gym, so we go to the gym. Try to bike a little bit. We did a triathlon with me and my 2 older kids yesterday. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
Try to keep them
You're-
active. We ski. I was a ski instructor for like 3 years at Alta. That was pretty cool.
So you're basically just 2-3 years ahead of me because I've got 3 boys, 10, 8, and 6. Well, 6 late this week. So this is a question I got for you. This is more of a dad question. Did they always want to be active like you? Like, I like to run. I'm actively running. My kids are lazy. And I'm like, how do I get them to like want to work out? Especially because I do have some. I want to start challenging them a little bit more as they get older. Is that something
The video game box is like the biggest fight. So my oldest and my youngest are homebodies. The oldest is kind of getting out a little bit more, and they're all on swim teams. So he's actually like developing a nice physique, and girls are also noticing that he's developing a nice physique, and so they are calling upon him to not be as homebody-ish. So he goes out a little bit. But yeah, just like getting him on a swim team has been awesome because they work out a ton, still doesn't get their energy out, but they're still working out a ton, meeting friends there. Xfinity has a really cool thing on their app where you can set like all of their things, like the Xboxes and Nintendos and all that stuff are set to like 2 hours a day. Shuts off. I don't have to do anything.
Oh, I'll have to look into that. That is something I'm like trying to regulate, keep track of how much time on TV or tablet or Xbox and so forth. But yeah, so do you find the younger ones start to get attracted to the old, as far as when the older ones working out and stuff, the younger want to follow?
My younger ones, he doesn't care. He doesn't. I don't know where he is half the time. He's just so quiet and he just disappears. So I don't know. The middle one, like the nosy one here, he's always outside. He's always doing stuff. He's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. He's just
good to know. That is the next few years. I do wonder, like, okay, I gotta start getting them a little bit more out. Just because, again, my youth, your youth, growing up was very different than today. Yeah. So I would leave at 8 a.m. and I wouldn't be back to my house till 8 p.m. My parents never knew where I was, and I was like running through the goalies, climbing a mountain.
Oh yeah,
building bike jumps, and should have broken arms, but never did. So
Yeah, that middle child is covered in scars.
Yeah. See, my middle child is covered in scars, but they're because of my youngest child.
Oh no.
He's a vicious one. So, off topic. That was just, you're ahead of me, so I'm always trying to figure out some things that are going to help, tips and tricks for three boys and keeping them turn them into balanced men.
Mm-hmm.
But would you say is one of your favorite things to do when you're not working
right now?
Yeah.
Not be in the house, probably. Just like
nature
guy.
guy?
I mean, the cool thing about where I live is right by the Jordan River and Draper. I can go mountain biking. I can go in ski time. We get a season pass to Alta, and we go up to Alta. And I love going up there midweek. Nobody's there. It's awesome.
Yeah. Very nice. What about as far as your career? What have you found is the most difficult thing working in insurance?
So with Medicare, at least, there's been this huge push to solicit seniors, and there's this like commercial you probably see with Joe Namath saying, "Hey, are you getting all your benefits you want?" It's targeted to these like very low income, very specific counties that offer everything for free. But they're saying, "Hey, call in and see if you could get these benefits that you 98% of the time won't qualify for." People call in, and then they get solicited and they switch plans. So it's like keeping your flock together is the biggest issue. Keeping contact, and even like some of my really good friends, they'll leave me for I called into that number and they said I can get $200 more in dental, so I switched. But well, that plan doesn't have your doctor, and your medications are way more expensive. There's a reason why I put you on the other one. And they're like, oh, okay, well, let's go back to that. But, well, you have to wait till October. Sorry.
So within insurance, you have to learn a lot of things about each person. Mental, prescriptions, physical.
They blurt it out too. They'll let you know everything that's wrong with them, how many marriages they've had, who's awful, who's great, which one of their hips is bad, which one of their kids they hate, which one of their daughters they don't talk to anymore.
Who's written off of the will.
Yeah.
Because they haven't visited in years.
Yep.
Okay. Very cool.
So
it's definitely a relationship style business. Like that is, you've got to be good with relationships and build upon those relationships and maintain them. What would be one if somebody is interested in going in that route? What was one piece of advice you'd give them? You obviously jumped a couple from State Farm to Humana. Now, obviously, Obamacare has created a whole nother world. But like, what would be some advice you'd give somebody coming out of college?
If somebody want to start out in just insurance, I would say being an independent is really hard to start out because you have no support from companies. I was lucky that I started at Humana and they had a 3-week training in Louisville, Kentucky. They would constantly have almost like micromanaging, but like getting you to understand how to be successful. And then once I understood that, I left to start my own thing. But like working for, if you want to do Medicare, I would say work for like Select Health or United Healthcare or even Humana, because it could be really good training. And then you can kind of go on your own if you want. With Auto and Home, like the big companies, or like being an office manager or something like that, and kind of learning it that way. But just saying like, oh, I'm going to be an insurance agent, like you're going to fail. You got to have some kind of support and know how to do it, or have like a family member that works in it that kind of knows what to do. But it's all a numbers game.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask this. You obviously don't need to be specific, but just as far as range, what is an insurance? Because that's something I have no idea. Like, what is an insurance agent? What's a killer month or a killer year versus like if somebody's just starting up or if you've been in it for longer? Like, what are some numbers? Like, obviously, it supports you guys and.
For Medicare, I mean, there's guys that they'll sit at Walmart or at a booth or whatever and sell. 15 in enrollment period, and that's like 10 grand. So
It's not, but the thing with insurance is it builds. So but that's bad. That's not great. There's a couple, I started with this other brokerage recently, and the top guys started with zero like 2 or 3 years ago, and now they're up to like 500, 700, even 1,000 clients. But they're doing a lot of calling on the phone, where they'll call for 2 hours a day on these leads that they get, and their goal is to sell 1 or 2 a day, and they get 250 with the sale. But if they're consistent, then they'll get 20, 30 enrollments times 250, and it just kind of snowballs every year. You gotta
So is
these cool systems where you can like text them and let them know who you are, and you just got to let them remember like who you are, kind of a deal.
Okay. So it's a ball that continues to snowball that grows and grows and grows year over year. And it's a pay, as far as it's a commission based off of one time sign up. You don't get paid over the year, or do you?
So when I started with Humana, they had a salary of $24,000 just to kind of like keep you afloat. They give you benefits, and then everything after that was commission. So that's good. I mean, just starting out independent, you'd have to buy your tests, which are like $150 every time you do it. You have to take classes to learn to pass the test, and then you would need your errors and omissions, which is like 500, a computer, and then state licenses like 150 every 2 years. You have to buy continuing education. So, like, just to start out in the insurance business is probably like under 1,000.
Okay.
For everything. But then after that, I have no overhead. They ship me all these stupid booklets and all the stuff you need to do it. So
interesting. That's fascinating. Yeah. I've never considered, but yeah, knowing you and learning a little bit more on the back end, it's just like that's it's a very security for me. Like, security plays a big role, and you get the ball rolling 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, you do have some security. Yes, you do say people die, and that sucks because that's the end of that. But it is that ball, and that's really a nice, healthy, that no matter what, like I've got this good, healthy base that's always going to keep following me.
Yeah. And the nice thing is I kind of took a step back and wasn't really looking for new clients for about 5 years, because my wife was going to dental hygiene school, and then she went 2 years at the University of Utah to finish up. So for 5 years, I was Mr. Mom, plus like trying to maintain my book of business. Yeah. And now that she's done, I'm trying to grow. And I'm worried that she might make more money than me, so I can't have that happen. So
it would be too bad if, either way, to double income.
Right. Yeah.
That Mr. Mom might be a fun gig, especially
my male
your
price.
Kids are gonna get to a point where they're out of the house. Then you got all day, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still kind of have like some backup plans. Like, we just moved into a new house, and I finished a basement we rented out. It's like 1,500 square feet. Only to family and friends, no weirdos allowed. But yeah, it's been good.
Very nice. So regarding, let me ask a couple kind of follow-up questions. What if money was not an issue? Because you started this right after college. In fact, you brought up, your dad brought it up prior. If you had all the money in your account, all the money you needed, what would you do? And your male ego,
Yeah, we're talking like I can have multiple houses.
Sure, whatever that number is. We'll say you've got 10 million. Do you keep doing insurance, or what do you do?
I mean, I think I would keep doing what I'm doing, but I would take a slight step back. I really love my relationships. I love meeting with people, and Medicare is something where like it's kind of, I don't know, it's hard to sign up on your own a little bit. You can still do it and go online and do your own thing, but I really enjoy meeting with new people and joking with them and having fun.
making a new friend and learning about different people and what they did and that's kind of fun stuff. I definitely take a step back. I probably get a little condo up at Alta so I didn't have to drive up and down all the time. Probably get like a tiny house in Moab. I love Moab. Yeah. There's just so much stuff you can do down there. It's fun.
So outdoors. You just want to be outdoors, period.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yep. And I have a house here, and I love Logan. There's just like a lot more to do in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
It's cool to be like, oh, my neighbor has concert tickets. All right, we're going tonight.
Yeah, that's something. I have friends up Davis County, Salt Lake, and concerts. I have not been to a concert since college. And being
we bought a lawn pass at USANA, and I went to maybe 20 this year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
like
it was $200.
I look back I look at these like Facebook posts. I'll be like, oh man, that would be a fun concert. Like I don't get out as much as I used to, and because being in St. George, I have to drive 2 hours to Vegas. And sure, there's big concerts down there. But I don't want to drive Vegas. 2 hours and hang out in the Vegas crowds. Yeah. And I do miss that. So yes, you're right. Salt Lake does have some amenities, but in a little bit different level.
For sure.
To have it in your backyard, it would be better.
I do love Logan. I grew up there. We have a burial plot in Logan already.
Ooh, which
my body will overlook the valley.
Is it the one by the campus?
In North Logan, up on the bench.
Yep. That is
it's
beautiful.
Very pretty. Yeah.
You can go golf. Your spirit can go golfing.
I don't think it's close to the. No, it's in. North Logan.
That's the Smithfield.
Yeah, Smithfield. Yeah.
There's a burial. There's a cemetery right next to the golf course. All right. Well, so you don't see let me ask you this other question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? You're going to keep this ball rolling?
Yeah. So I'm trying to, I'm noticing that people keep dying. And so you have to keep selling. I started with this other company that they get these leads from different, states and different companies, and they want you to like switch someone from a prescription plan to a Medicare Advantage, which is like the full medical and prescription. I make full commission on that, which is great. It's hard to talk to people and convince them I'm not a scam. Like I'm there to help them. That's the biggest issue. And also people that speak Armenian. In California, I don't speak Armenian, so
your clients are all over the U.S. It's not just Utah based. It's I
just start doing other states. I had like Idaho and Nevada before, but now I have like 15 states. So
and I
can sell from my house and talk to. I've sold people in Florida, California, Texas, Nebraska, New York, all that stuff.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. No, it changes. It's a global economy. It really is.
The cool thing is I can do this in my underwear. Like this is my office. It's messy, but whatever.
Yeah. No, I work from home and all my samples and stuff are right there behind me. I got I though miss the interaction of a team. You are an independent broker. But do you still interact? Do you have a team?
I have like a team lead. He'll bug me, or he'll tell me what's going on with the changes to Medicare and stuff, or like what the company wants me to do with leads or whatever. So,
but overall,
it's not amazing guidance, but it is guidance. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, John, let me ask this final question. If you're talking to our other brothers that haven't seen you in 10 plus years, what would you like to say to them? And then also finishing that up, any undergrads that are in college, not sure what path they're taking, words of advice, some ideas or stuff.
So the guys that I met, I love you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're relationships have solidified or that you've gotten rid of those awful people. When you're middle-aged, you're just kind of like, you figure out who you are and you don't care.
Like, it's fine. Oh, like I have a neighbor over there that she doesn't understand sarcasm because she's from Peru. And my wife, we were at parent teacher conference, and this girl's obviously a sweetheart, super smart. And my wife was just like, oh, like, were you in trouble? Were you okay? And obviously she doesn't think the child's in trouble, but our neighbor who doesn't understand sarcasm posted on Facebook that my wife was like this evil person, like making fun of her daughter. It's like, so you can't win with some people. Just get rid of those toxic relationships, because there's probably like 10% of the population that could just go away. COVID didn't get them, apparently. So.
Didn't get them.
They didn't get them. No. But yeah, to give advice to college kids, first off, relationship wise, don't just go after like a hot person, because when you hit middle age, you just want someone who's nice to you, even if they have big birth and hips, or like their tooth is crooked, or their nose is a little funny looking. If they're a kind person, that's the most important thing. Like, don't go for the hot bratty girl that doesn't treat servers well at the restaurant. Like, go for someone who's just kind and forgiving. And if you're a person that is mean to serving people in restaurants, change, because you suck. Be nice. Just be nice. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. Just don't be a dick. Be a nice person. And good things will happen to you. And if they don't, you're probably a dick. You deserve it.
You are the common denominator. You're the problem.
You are the problem. Like I've had family members just get divorced recently, and it's like it's his fifth and her fourth, and it's like,
it's always their
maybe stop getting married.
Yeah,
it's not working for you. You don't have to get married. You don't have to have kids. We have tons of people in the world. Just be a good person.
One more, you could sell insurance to them. You know,
that's right.
We can't keep going down. That's not good for you. No,
we'll be dead by then. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. I appreciate those words. No, I want to reiterate that, because I think too many people worry too much about the little things, and just be nice. Mm-hmm. We need more nice people. Be genuine. All about
love.
I like how you bring up your wife and sarcasm, because that's the other thing. It's like, if you don't get it, then you might be the person that's like, you're the problem for not getting it. Yeah. People, be yourself. That's the biggest thing. And I love all.
Unless yourself is a dick, then change.
Then change. Yeah. That's true. No, I always think of you, and I always think of just you were a crazy kind of corny kid in college. Like, that's just, you were happy, funny, always joking. I think I appreciate that. That honestly, I need more laughter. Like my wife says it all the time. Just need to laugh more. And looking back, reminiscing about some of these things, I do. I laugh. I can't get the smile off my face because they were good times. College is that. It's a chance to have some good times.
And seriously, if you're like feeling overwhelmed as a college student, take a semester off and like chill. Like, life will happen eventually. If you're feeling overwhelmed, just like take a semester in Spain. I wish I would have done some like what do they call it? Where you study abroad?
Study abroad.
Yeah. I wish I would have done that. Just get out and explore, and don't freaking worry so much about, does this person like me, whatever. I mean, it's just like high school. Like, when it's done, it's done.
Something I kind of learned is like, and I picked this up right in like the very end of college, is like our 20s are truly there to experience life. Mm-hmm. Experience the good, the bad, have fun. Don't take life serious in your 20s. Your 30s are where you start to figure out what you're doing. So that's 10 years. That's a decade of like, I gotta start to find my path and my niche. And then your 40s are actually, you're like, okay, I'm in my path. Now let's perfect my path. Yeah. And you have a whole decade to really learn amazing skills, talents, and take that to be profitable or, financially stable, whatever it is. In your 50s, which if you look at 50s, still young, and we're living to be 80 years old. In your 50s is when, if you've done what you're supposed to in your 40s, 50s, you will just make money, and that 10 years will set you up for the rest.
Yep.
And I think oftentimes growing up, we're like, well, I got to make my money now. I'm 22, I'm 27. I got to make my money now.
Yeah.
Or I'm 32. If I'm not set in stone, I'm in trouble. It's like, no, you have 10 years to just get the wiggles out, 10 years to start to figure it out. And then your 40s really is when it starts. It's when it starts. And like you say, life gets serious, and you've got to recognize, hey, if my wife's going to make more than me, I got to make more. So
Right. Yeah. She's a professor now at a university for hygienists. She's got that job. So I'm just
you're already screwed up the title. She's a professor.
Yeah. What a punk. But no, it's just be nice. If you're too stressed out, just take some time off, man. Don't kill yourself. Life is beautiful if you can make it beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, John, I really appreciate your time. I'll be talking to you probably fairly soon. Yeah, no, actually, I definitely need to revamp my plan a little bit. Kelsey we had an emergency gallbladder surgery 3 weeks ago.
Thanks.
One of those things you just don't expect. And then, anyways, there's some other things where I'm like, oh, well, sure, I should probably go. And from Costa Rica, I had swimmer's ear, I got some permanent damage on my eardrum. Need to look into the med. So now I'm like, oh, does my plan cover? Oh, shoot. Well, maybe I'll hold that till next year. And these are all variables that play a role as you get old. Your body starts to go down, and you got to increase your insurance policies to cover your old body.
I think people like college students have such an advantage now because you can go on YouTube and learn freaking anything. I've been able to repair stuff, and even college advice, or just how to do things, anything. It's crazy. I would have to go to the freaking Merrill Library or whatever and try and look up a book, and you didn't know what to do, and now it's just well, what does this person say? Okay, I'll take that into consideration. How do I lay pavers for my yard? I'm learning that. So.
Yeah, there's endless knowledge out there for them, and also you've got people that have gone before. If any of you guys are wanting to look into insurance, John's the guy.
The cool thing about insurance is it rolls over every year. We're if you're a real estate person, you make one sale, that's done. I make one sale and they live for 12 years, and I contact them every now and again. I made a lot of money off that one person.
Yeah. It's a fascinating thing. The more I've talked to you over the years, the more I've maybe I am in the wrong industry.
No. Yeah.
John, thank you so much for giving us some time. I look forward to talking to you again soon. And like I said, brothers, reach out to John. He is there. He loves to make friends. He loves to talk, and he'll set you up for life.
For life.
So, I will then we'll shut this down and keep talking to you for other things.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, man.
Have a great day.